What's up guys, Wolf here. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a build guide for a very powerful build for countering Spotter. Now, if you guys aren't aware, one of the strongest builds in the Division 2 currently is actually a Spotter damage build. If you play PvP, you will know this. The usual Coyote's Mask, Grupo, Cheska with the multiplicative gloves and knee pads, Fox's Prayer Contractors with a Fenris chest with Spotter, which deals amplified damage, and that's 15%, so it is probably the best damage talent in PvP right now. Glass Cannon is good, but bang for buck, this is going to be the best. And I'm sure you will know that every time you go into the Dark Zone or you go into a conflict match, there's always at least one or two people, if they're DPS, running Spotter. How do we mitigate Spotter? I don't see a lot of people mitigating it. Now, I didn't really make a build video months ago. I kind of talked about it on stream on Twitch, and we went through it and we tested it together, if you guys remember. Now, I wanted to make this video today to show you how to actually mitigate this build, because this does a lot of damage. A build like this can absolutely destroy you. So what happens is with the linked laser pointer, you are able to actually pulse someone by just aiming at them. Normally you would need to use a normal pulse as a skill, but with the technician specialization, you can actually use this, which pulses people when you aim at them. So the problem with this is we need to have at least 100% pulse resistance. That's the only way to truly mitigate this. Even if you have 90%, it doesn't work. It will work with the normal pulse or if someone uses a skill, but with Spotter, people use the linked laser pointer. Therefore, you're always pulsed whenever they aim at you, so it never goes away. You would need to have at least 100%. And getting that is quite a sacrifice on your build. So what happens is it just says you have been pulsed when you've been pulsed. If you use the setup I'm going to showcase today, you completely mitigate Spotter and vigilance from the enemy by just shooting them with one bullet. They cannot do any damage to you besides obviously the baseline crit and how many red cores they have on their build. So let's go through it and have a look at the build in detail. Then I'm not really going to show too much gameplay with this. Why? Because this build isn't the strongest all-round build. This is going to be for if you encounter players in the Dark Zone or in conflict that are utilizing Spotter, you'll absolutely mow them down and mitigate their builds completely. Now, just before we get into this, it's important to note that on the specialization, you get a baseline 50% pulse resistance. Make sure it's active on all the specializations. You get that option. So as you can see right here, this icon Vital Protection or this passive talent gives you 50% pulse resistance. They all have it. I use this specialization for the armor kit. It's just really, really powerful. And the damage shield, it's completely up to you guys. You can use whatever specialization you would like. Just make sure AR damage is activated or whatever gun you want to use. It doesn't matter. This is the build. So I know it seems like overkill, but this is the only way to completely mitigate the linked laser pointer Spotter builds. So we need 3-piece system corruption. These pieces are available from the Dark Zone. Try and get them. 15% armor on kill in PvP is not great. The 3-piece, 40% disrupt resistance. So if you want to use a big shield pistol build, this would probably be the perfect set to use because we can also spec into hazard protection. It might be difficult to get a combination of damage and Hasbro. That's why I haven't really gone down that route, but it's up to you. The 40% pulse resistance is great. Now, you'll notice that when we have 50% plus 40, that's 90, which is really annoying. So I don't know why the devs have done that. I wish they didn't, maybe because it would be too strong, but that's why we need to use the 3-piece Jarl, which gives us Hasbro, weapon, and 40% pulse resistance to give us we've overdone it, but it's the only way to do it, 130% pulse resistance. Now we also have 104% crit damage. As you can see, the damage is struggling a bit, but trust me guys, when you come into contact with a player, don't forget that you are completely mitigating their amplified damage, and you shoot them once, their vigilance goes bye-bye. We have bonus armor, we get up close, and we have unbreakable the second life, which means 99% of the time you will win your fights against someone using that strong build or the current meta for damage. And this is the perfect way to mitigate it. Like I said before, farm the DZ, get the pieces, try the Jarl. You have to have these pieces. You cannot go for less because we need that 100%. I think the devs did it on purpose. I don't know why they don't just give us 50% on the 3-piece or the 3-piece Jarl. So with the guns and the talents, this is completely up to you. You can use snipers, you can use SMGs. It's not just ARs because we haven't spec'd into any kind of incremental baseline damage for any of them. So what I would recommend doing is testing how you want to play, or it depends on your situation. So have pieces ready to go to change your talents. So you can use spotter yourself, because I don't see anyone using builds like this at all. So they won't be mitigating you, and you'll be just countering them and dishing out the damage that they were supposed to do to you back to them. But then again, you need that extra life because they will have a lot more crit damage than you. But it still works. It still works a lot because so much damage is taken away. And especially if you have spotter, normally you would actually go up against them and still win. But it's completely up to you, and it depends on who you're fighting, how much armor they have. It can be quite difficult. So that's why I do recommend using Unbreakable. Vigilance can be really good. If you're using a big shield, that's going to be the way to go. But like I said, the talents are absolutely up to you and how you want to play. This is more for pushing and getting up close, because if I get up close to someone using spotter, they just get melted to pieces. So it's really, really powerful. So make sure you guys try this. If you don't have this in your loadout, put it in there, because most of the players in the Dark Zone or Conflict are using spotter builds, and this will completely mitigate them. So 1.5 million armor, that's what I've gone for. So the FAMAS, I would say, is probably the best gun in the game for close to mid-range. Crit chance, and then crit chance. If you want to use spotter, use the SOCOM MK16, or you can use the Police M4, which is probably the best gun all round with the linked laser pointer, and then obviously use Technician. Sniper Nemesis, and then the pistol, it's up to you. You can use the Orbit. That's probably going to be better than what I'm using now. I don't normally pull out the pistol, to be honest. It'll give you more crit damage. So the 3-piece is simple. We have gone for crit chance. I think crit chance on everything on the system corruption. Now you can go for more Hasbro. You can make this a headshot damage build and go for a different backpack talent. If you guys want to use concussion, that's up to you. Simple. Then the modifications, I have got crit chance and critical hit damage. Just make sure your crit chance, I would say, is no less than 54%. Then the Jarl pieces, simple. We have got a chest piece with crit damage and crit chance. I've turned this into a crit damage build. It probably would be better for me to go for more of a headshot build, but I wanted to make this viable for console as well, or new players. Unbreakable, 40%. I think it is 40%. Let's put PvP stats on. As you can see, it's 50%, which is quite nice. Then the backpack talent, we have got Adrenaline Rush. This is very powerful, guys. This helps us survive a lot. But like I said before, it's up to you how much or what talents you actually want to use. So we have got Hasbro. Now you can go for crit damage. You don't have to go for Hasbro. I think I've got around 30% hazard protection. It helps. It's up to you how much you have there. Then the gloves, crit damage and crit chance. Skills, decoy, and the striker shield. You can pause the video if you want to see the stats. Like I said, guys, this is a counter build. So don't put this on and use it all the time. If someone's using spotter, you will 99% of the time beat them, beam them out. It's a lot of fun, especially when they don't understand why they're not doing damage. And you can actually mitigate the damage significantly. So I will showcase exactly how much damage you can mitigate. Just a quick little clip from my testing with my friend in the Dark Zone. You can see how much damage we actually remove. Now, obviously, this is dependent on what he's wearing, what I'm wearing. But when you put on that over 100%, you don't get pulsed. And therefore, the other person does not do hardly any damage to you. Simple test. I have removed my knee pads with just a Blue Core Hunter's Fury to match. So I only have 90% pulse resistance.
77k non-crit, 202,000 crit.
I then put my system corruption back on, and now I'm immune to the pulse, and he dishes out way less damage.
72 and 175. So less, definitely less. Can't pulse you.
I shoot him to mitigate his vigilance, furthering my mitigation to his damage.
Yeah, it's even less now. 161 and 62.
Then in a 1v1, it's easy. I absolutely beam him because he's doing no damage because spotter is completely nullified. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'll let some gameplay play. The problem is I can't confirm whether or not these people are using spotter. It's a bit difficult. There's a delay in the inspection part of the game. But I'll give you guys some game here while I'm talking at the end of the video, just so you can have a look. But that's going to be it for the video. Please make sure to leave a like, guys. Let's try get to 500 likes. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe. And I'll be seeing everybody very soon in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Rogue fixer drone detected. System disrupted. System back online. Agent down. System disrupted. System reactivated.
The specialization supply drop has expired. You missed out.
Explosive seeker mine detected. Agent down. Boost about to activate. Boost now active. An agent needs assistance. Rogue explosive seeker mine detected.